What's up, guys? So today I'm gonna be doing a little quick update on the E36. Never really gave you guys a proper update of it since it's not in the garage anymore. Gotta let you guys know what happened to it. Nothing good happened to it. Wait till you see it. So here she is. I got pretty shitty lighting right now because I just got home from work. It's kind of dark. We finished the car. I think it's like a while ago. Just fucking some shit happened to it. You can already see this is looking bad, but let me keep scooting and boom, look at this shit happened. This is the E36 as it sits now. So what happened was I was driving it home 3 days after I finished the swap. This thing caught on fire, fucking toasted the whole thing up. I had to fucking start all over again. But aside from that, I'm gonna be starting a new project today. I'll get back in the garage and let you guys know about that. Alright, now since you guys seen the car, it looks pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna be able to pretty much drive that car for another long while. So my plans are to set the Mustang up for drifting, so I can get some seat time on it and not lose what I've learned so far, I guess, on drifting. So I'm gonna be starting this project here. It's gonna be, I guess, a super temporary, extreme budget build drift car for now, until I get my car done and all that shit goes down. But here it is. We're gonna be starting this thing. I already got one side done. I'm gonna be doing I guess I just let you guys know what I'm gonna be doing, but I'll be installing some coilovers on it today. These are the cheap ass fucking, let's see if I can get this thing to focus. Nope. Oh, there it is. They're Maxpeedingrods coilovers. And I also got a shit ton of fucking bushings. Polyurethane, of course, because rubber sucks ass. Fuck rubber. So I'm gonna be doing these install today. So far I got one side done just so I can get a feel for how to do it. And then I was gonna film it because I don't want to just film as I went. It was gonna take way too long. Another thing that I'm gonna need is I'm gonna need to buy spacers for these wheels because they won't clear the coilovers. But other than that, I'm gonna start doing the swap now. Well, not the swap, but I guess the install. And I'll film some of it on the way. And this is gonna be temporary budget drift car. Alright guys, so these are the Maxpeedingrods or Maxpeedingrods, something like that. Coilovers, they're on eBay, pretty cheap as fuck. Reason I went with these is because obviously they're cheap. They don't look too bad for like the price of them. I mean, they got the adjustable like ride height separated from the spring. I would just have the preload set. They got pillow ball bearings up top or whatever they're called. So it's not that bad, and it's got dampening adjustment too, along with the camber plate. So I mean, it's not that bad for the set as it is. Plus, I'm gonna be putting some polyurethane bushings on here. I got the sway bar end link, control arm bushings, bunch of other shit that I can't even remember what I ordered, honestly. But the whole plan of this thing is just to build it and set it up for drifting. For the meantime, I work on my car and get that thing running back up again. I already got another engine lined up for it. The whole front end needs to be pretty much removed and redone again. So it's gonna take a long time. So I want to have this as my drift car for now. And then later on, I would buy like proper coilovers for it, all the other good stuff. You know what I mean? Like make it nice, make it decent. But right now I'm making it as nice as I can with as little money as I can spend on it, and still be able to drive it like I drove my BMW. Since I'm gonna be doing the coilover install on these, I'm gonna take that time and also remove the control arm, the lower control arm, because I did order the bushings for that too. So I can just use the excuse of getting these off, getting everything off of here to get to the control arm, so I can put some polyurethane bushings on there, give this car a little more control. Alright, so what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start removing the brake caliper. Then I'm gonna move on to moving the bracket, and then I'm gonna remove the strut from the the spindle here, and then we're gonna remove the spring, then the control arm, and then remove this thing from up top. For some weird reason, it's got two different types of screws on this. So one of them is a Torx, and it's a looks like a T5, I believe, T50 Torx, and the other one is like a female Torx. I don't know what they're called, but it's an E12. It's really weird why they set this up that way, but whatever, man. What can you do? Alright, now that you got the brake caliper, or the brake thing, I'm probably saying all this shit wrong, man, honestly. Once you got this brake thing off, you want to just set it off to the side. Don't let it hang, because it might damage the line here. So just let it hang over here, over by the arm for now. Now we're going to want to remove this bracket here. Alright, so these back ones are two 50mm sockets that hold the bracket down. There it is. Okay, so now I'm going to be taking the sway bar end link off. The first thing I'm going to do is lift up on the arm itself so I can release the tension on it if there is any, and make it a little bit easier. So this one is a 14, I believe, and a 15. Yeah, they're 14. So you're going to want to use a 14 socket. Whoop! Flash it went flying. And it should just automatically come off like that. Easy. Don't forget to take off this sensor here. For some reason it's not letting me go in. There it is. There it is. Let's put this back in here so we don't lose it. Alright, now we're going to be removing this outer tie rod from. Don't lose that pin because you're gonna use it later on to install it again, or you could just use a new one. It's up to you. It's up to you. This one's pretty new. I just did the rack and pinion on the car like 2 weeks ago, so I'm gonna still reuse it. This. Take that off. Alright, and actually I have a little trick up my sleeve. I got a little air hammer here that's gonna help me out a bit, so I don't have to try it too hard. Yep, there it is. Just hit it with the rubber one if it's already loosened up. Alright, Alright, record. Alright, so now that we have the that tie rod ends off of this, we're gonna take this off later. I already got the bolt off. This is loose. Let the brake sit on there. I'm gonna lower the control arm. Oh shit. So you can remove the spring. Just let it chill down here. Use a crowbar to get the spring out because it's kind of like smashed in there with some rubber bullshit that we're not gonna use anymore. Just like pry it off. It shouldn't have any pressure on it. It's just jammed in there real good. There it is. You take this and you throw it as far as you can. Is it recording? Yeah. Alright, so now we're gonna move the strut from the top here. And you want to hold the strut on the bottom so it doesn't just completely fall off the bottom here. There we go. And now you take this and you toss it as far as you can as well. Alright, so now we're going to be taking the control arm here. So the inside. Alright, so now, so we kind of lost track of what we were doing because the fucking memory card got full. But pretty much we got to take the control arm off now. And we're going to need a 21mm and this big ass 24mm. Oh fuck, it's hard as shit. Ah! Fuck.
Now, when you're untightening this bolt, you want to make sure you're in the same position. You want to have your nips tucked near your kneecaps.
Yep.
Legs spread. Make sure you have safety glasses on.
Right here.
Orange gloves. You don't need helmets, just some hair on the top to protect your head.
It has to have plenty of product though.
Dang.
There's that last one. This thing should just come off. There it is. Woo! Now we gotta take the bushings off of this control arm here. And the trick to doing this is you gotta get, well, this is what I found out by doing the other ones. You gotta get the center ring really fucking hot. And then push it out. That might leave you enough slack to pull the bushing out itself, or you have to burn the whole thing out. Good?
That bitch just snapped me.
Who?
Her name's Peven.
Or the center metal piece out. Ah, it's a bitch. Alright, so you get that shit out of there?
Now, man.
Let me know when you are.
Yeah.
Alright. So the important thing about this other bushing, so there's two bushings on the control arm on these. The little one is just the rubber one, you just pop that one out. On the big one here, there's this rubber overlay, right? So you need to pull that rubber down, and then there's gonna be this little weird step thing. That right there is metal, so you need to hit that out. It's really weird because it's like super in there, so you gotta move the fucking rubber out of there. So you pretty much gotta melt a lot of the rubber out, fucking scrape it off as much as you can, and then you hit the shit out of this with the fucking hammer. But
we're live.
Alright guys, so we got the damn bushing out of this thing here. This is what it looks like. It looks like this. So pretty much this is all rubber in here, and it's got this metal frame around it that you have to hit out, and it's fucking bitch to hit it out. Alright, so we got the bushing out of here. This is the big bushing. So the way that one sits, it sits in there like this. Pretty much you gotta hit this metal frame. Actually, first thing you gotta do is melt the fuck out of it, get into it, and then get all the, you gotta hit it on the metal. And then you gotta make sure you don't damage the actual interior of this like I did. I fucked it up in there. But don't do that shit. We're gonna put these fresh poly bushings in this motherfucker. So to do that, you just want to get your fucking lube out and throw a fucking shit ton in there. Like so. God. And then throw some on this. And then you're ready to smash these motherfuckers in there. You just want to throw it on top. Get it nice and greased. And you get yourself a rubber mallet. Make sure it's rubber because the metal one will fuck this up. Not too much, but it will. You want to fucking whack the shit out of it. There you go. What you want to make sure is that it sits flush with the arm here. So there's no gap in there. There's like a tiny one, but I think that's just the way the arm was set. But I'm gonna whack it a couple more times just in case. God, that shit was hot. So now that you got these two in, can't forget the metal inserts. And now you want to make sure, because they're two different sizes. As you can see, one of them is smaller than the other one. So this one goes to the bigger bushing, and this one obviously goes to the smaller one. So you're going to put this one on since we're already on that side. And what is in there? You want to smash this one in as well. Thing in there. This thing goes easier. Alright, so the last thing now that you pretty much have to do is throw the coilover on. You pretty much just slide it from the bottom up and then tighten it on top. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, there's these little adjustments on the OEM like plate here, and there's these little 3 holes here. You want to make sure that this one is, that they're both pretty much in the middle. I think this one over here goes all the way to the end. I don't really remember how it is, but just make sure that you take note of that before you start taking this apart, so that you know to put it back in the same order. And now all I need to do is tighten this up, put the control arm back on, or the control arm is already on, my bad. The coilover onto the spindle here. I have that tightened up. I have the spindle tightened up here. Throw the brake on and everything should be set.
There.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So today we're gonna be reviewing coilovers.
Yeah.
They're the Maxpeedingrods. I forgot the name. Maxpeedingrod coilovers. I was gonna record the rear end setup that I did. I just did poly bushings and then the rear install of the coilovers there. The only thing is that I didn't have a camera then, so I just did it real quick because I needed the car for work. I didn't get to shoot that, but everything is on the car now. I got the poly front control arm bushings and the poly rear control arm bushings, and then the full coilover set. So straight out the box, these motherfuckers are pretty damn bouncy. As you can see, camera dude and me are bouncing like crazy, and it's the flattest road right now. It's smooth as hell, and for some reason we're bouncing like. So we're in another part. We're on the block right here. It's a little more rough on the road. So you guys can see how crazy these fucking coilovers are. That was a tiny bump right there. That wasn't even that big. Alright, pause it because it's a real. such shit, dude. I honestly recommend just cutting your springs if you really just want to go low. Just cut the springs, dude. Don't fucking buy these, dude. They're so crappy. There's like the crap, and the funny thing is too is that they're on the soft setting or whatever. If it even makes any difference, which I doubt. That shit even works. And then it's making a lot of clunking noise when we turn.
Alright, we're just gonna try to do it with the car off, see if it's a little easier. Got the young Porta subs. Grab some fucking sandwiches.
You really don't want this, bro? Look, it's fire.
No, I'm good. Just kidding. This dude wanted to get some fucking other shit. So we're gonna go put this Euro place up.
Those now. I think it's really hard for the camera to pick it up, but it's super loud. And I think I just talked over it. Should I poke on this guy or what?
Could probably stunt on this dude.
Hey, wait. I see you, fam. Alright, let's see if it makes that noise.
It's like not loud enough for the computer to, or for the fucking camera.
Computer? My guy out here recording on the computer?
Fucking camera.
Saca las panochas.
Right here. Got the jack.
Ay, güey!
Holy shit, these coils are crazy. Okay. Gyros. Jack.
It's euros, bro, not gyros.
Don't matter.
Oh my god.
That's done.
Yeah. Okay, we're trying to see if we can get the noise to happen again. Oh.
Oh. Got him.